to forget, too hard to carry by heart. Is a distant memory slowly drifting apart. I can't be forced to make the call. Rejection's gonna make me fall too steep. But I plan to show up at your door, pour my heart all over the floor. 'Cause I did you wrong. Yes, I did you wrong.
E-Gaming Bets. We accept bets on computer games online since 2011. Referral system for regular users and the first deposit bonus. Gaming devices store and the best choice of payment systems. Dota 2 and Hearthstone, Counter-Strike and StarCraft, World of Tanks and League of Legends. EGB.com. You know for sure who's going to win.
G2A.com, the best video game store ever! Fast as lightning, solid as a rock, cheap as duck. What's more, you can sell on it because it's also a marketplace. Remember G2A.com, the best video game store ever!
Hello guys, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whatever time of the day it is for you guys. Welcome to DotaPit, brought to you by G2A. Myself, Dirk, in the JD Studios, and it's our second series of the night. Let's get things started off with a bang here. As we get into Leviathan against EnemyGG. EnemyGG's second series of the night as well. They just got, they got demolished by Complexity earlier on. Pretty one-sided, 2-0 sweep by them. But at this point, I can welcome in my co-caster Motpax and also give a little shout out to Lurker, who's going to be on stats tonight for us as well. But Motpax, Invoker first pick again. Leviathan get their Earth Spirit though.
Yep, so something they did pull out at WCA.
10 seconds
and
remaining.
that was run by Nusham both times. And typically going for like a
5
mech or something
seconds
like that, or
remaining.
just even up to the Guiding Greaves. Even managed to get an Aghanim Scepter one of the games that they won up against YP.
Reserve
So
time.
certainly something they're comfortable with. And of course, that does mean it does not rule out the Pudge. He doesn't quite do that whole, automatic hook save allies thing anymore. So there's still a little bit of room for the Jenkins hero here. And also not bad now. Little
Radiant
surprising
team
up
back.
against the Leviathan boys. Something we do see a lot of teams take some stock in when it comes to the draft. So there's that Queen of Pain band. That was probably the next thing I was going to mention. One of Shibi's heroes that he's been looking towards lately. Other than that, it's been kind of the TA. So we'll see if they want to
10
try that. We did have
seconds
TA
remaining.
versus Invoker earlier tonight.
Yeah, for sure. And you mentioned the Pudge. It's something they
5
played at
seconds
WCA,
remaining.
was that dual offlane, where Earth Spirit and Pudge were kind of in that 3 role. They sort of
Reserve
shared
time.
farm quite a fair amount. Lena, another Shippy hero, he played a
Dire
lot of that
team
in the
back.
previous patch, and I mean a hell of a lot. That was like, Lena plus Gyrocopter, they were the 2 heroes that Leviathan just ran non-stop. But no Pudge respect ban here. EnemyGG not too afraid of it, it looks like, or maybe they've got a way to deal with it. Obviously, a lot of these NA
10
teams,
seconds
they do scrim
remaining.
against each other, they know what's up, and I mean, anyone worth their salt knows that Jenkins plays Pudge.
Dire team
Anyone.
Oh,
knows
yeah,
that.
they're not too concerned, I don't think, in terms of, forgetting about it or something like that. So one thing I am noticing is they went for the Slark ban, which I'm a little surprised. I would say that's probably one of the weaker heroes if you're going to be looking towards getting rid of the pool of BSJ. But obviously they're a little bit worried about what sort of aggression he can put out there combined with the Invoker, which is a little understandable. All that control,
Hey.
being able to do it. Yeah, I mean, if
Radiant
you're going to let it go to the
team
second phase of either just saying, all right, we'll show you why people respect ban this. And they'll pull this out here now.
See, I was saying to Lurker, as we brought her in for stats, I was saying to her, I'm pretty sure we'll see Earth Spirit and or Pudge in at least one of these games. I didn't think we'd see both of them in the first game though for Leviathan, so they get their hands on two of their key picks, obviously this patch. Those 2 bad boys with a Tusk as well. Now, EnemyGG, their
10
Invoker in the
seconds
previous
remaining.
game, he did well in lane. He was he was up against a TA. They
5
did have some
seconds
support from like a
remaining.
Spirit Breaker coming in. They do need some form of initiation, something to set up for this
Reserve
Witch
time.
Doctor plus Invoker in the actual team fight. Without a Tusk, without an Earthshaker, Spirit Breaker is still there, but offlane heroes are kind of limited.
Yeah, with the...
I guess
Crazy
Clockwork.
Fan's already out in that sense. Yeah, the Clockwork's still one that we see a lot of teams go towards. Certainly interesting now with those round cogs of his. And you got to be thinking, I probably want some beefier heroes, maybe someone with some decent strength gain. So obviously kind of nice for the Spirit Breaker in the sense of that. I'm wondering if when you're looking towards Leviathan as well, in the past they've done a couple different strategies using the Pudge. Like I noticed they'll often take Train Protector they've used before, a little bit like a heal strat obviously. Try and like keep yourself alive. It's very similar to that old Chen Navi kind of a thing. You know what I mean? They go like Chen Pudge for the Hand of God, and exactly that. They go for big and beefy. That's what Ogre Magi is great for. So don't want to be running around with your Crystal Maidens or anything like that. I'd be kind of looking towards like maybe Skywrath Mage is kind of something they used to run. They would ult on top of the Pudge, which was kind of great. And on top of that, we've seen a couple similar idea between the Disruptor as well as what else have they done in the past?
I mean, the biggest hero here is Bane.
10
Of the
seconds
past like
remaining.
patch and a half or whatever, is Bane Elemental. Not touched, not banned or picked.
5
Leviathan
seconds remaining.
don't need a support, they don't need an offlaner, so Bane isn't really going to
Radiant
fit so
team
well into
pick.
their hands. But there's the TA you mentioned for Shibi towards the mid. EnemyGG, we're not certain where Ogre is going though. We could see an offlane Ogre potentially, but I don't know. Bane isn't too bad against the TA. You right click him down, or right click her down, get the refraction charges off, and then Invoker kind of has free reign with Alacrity to find those little pokes and prods with the right click attacks.
It's
10
a
seconds remaining.
decent Undying game, honestly, right now. Tusk, Earth Spirit, Pudge,
5
not 3
seconds
heroes I'm that
remaining.
concerned about like running up into the middle of the fight a lot of the time. They want to be kind of on the outskirts, maybe coming in for the save, coming in for the
Reserve
big hook,
time.
initiating with the hook, stuff like that. Well-placed tombstones can work really well against them, and you already don't have anyone who's going to be buffing the attacks, be the Templar Assassin or anyone else, naturally, and it works really well with the Ogre Magi if you want to do like a dual offlane and make it a core undying. Now, of course, that is a little bit niche. Certain teams never really look towards that core undying. Leviathan are one of the ones who they'll throw it on Jenkins. They'll make it a core occasionally, but I don't know if EnemyGG are comfortable with that. So maybe we might see like a core Jakiro again would fit well here, but they have done this before, and that's the
Dire
core
team
Abaddon.
ban.
So
So is this
I'm
the
digging that.
offlane Abaddon? Was it
Yep.
Logon Bupt offlane Abaddon
Yes.
with phase boots, drums, Vlads into Aghanim Scepter? Okay. And this came around during the summit when a lot of the European players were playing on those NA
10
pubs on
seconds
on US East and West, and they came across this bloke who was playing Abaddon a fair
5
amount.
seconds
He got to like
remaining.
7.3k with Omni
Something like that.
Abaddon.
He's way up there. Yeah.
Yeah, he was doing
Reserve
a great
time.
job with it. So that beefs up their entire lineup, gets themselves out of like Dismember and stuff like that, stops the annoying Earth Spirit from getting that focus down onto a single target. It's going to be a good all-round pick. But so if that's their offlaner, Ogre Magi can maybe go with them, have that aggressive dual lane towards the top. Witch Doctor supports someone at bottom lane. But who do you want to put against like an Earth Spirit Pudge?
They've done PL before. In terms of like the core that you're thinking, like into like who's gonna be able to survive. I kind of like PL here simply because the doppelganger is still decent up against the hook. You still have enough time. 0.1 seconds is okay. Fits pretty well up against the TA. They're gonna ban out the Ursa, which would have been
Radiant team
obviously very
ban.
nice as well, and another BSJ hero. So really, the PL is kind of the only one left in his pool.
Wraith King?
Unless they want to run like the Viper again. Yeah, Wraith King's not too bad. Pretty good up against the Pudge. And not getting immediately picked off. And the silence, of course, you don't want to get messed over if you're the
10
PL
seconds
by
remaining.
that from the Earth Spirit.
So right now we're looking for like a Ziz
5
hero,
seconds
something for that
remaining.
one role, and it's worth pointing out Ziz is standing in here for Leviathan tonight. Viper is the ban out. You mentioned that one.
Dire
And
team
again, I'm
hit.
looking at a ranged kind of semi carry here to go with the TA, so you kind of bounce off each other, have that seesaw effect where one starts farming, the other starts fighting, then you both power up at like 25 minutes. Razor was banned out in the previous series around this time. I'm not sure
That's
how
true.
well Razor works against this lineup though.
It's nice. Well, for the side of EnemyGG, it's nice always to have the Abaddon with the Razor as well. Kind of
10
being in the middle of the fights,
seconds
tanking up
remaining.
and stuff like that. Generally, if I'm looking for Leviathan,
5 seconds remaining.
honestly, I kind of like something like an Ursa for them. Someone who just needs, because you have a lot of control already. So I just want someone who can swing away.
Reserve
Like
time.
Sven, maybe a little bit risky because it's going to be another melee, but like a Luna, possibly.
Juggernaut?
10 seconds
Juggernaut, also
remaining.
very nice. Snowball's always, or the Healing Ward's great with Pudge.
Well, yeah, with
Very
the,
nice.
with the 3
Seconds
strength heroes they've
remaining.
already got, that percentage-based heal could be pretty tasty, and there we go.
Oh, so good, Durka. Too
I mean,
good.
Radiant
come on,
team
dude. You
pick.
give yourself. You've been calling heroes left and right all night. Give me one. Give me one. You call the Queen of Pain. You call the TA in the last series. I've got to have something. I've got to have something.
Well, now the PL will come back out, and I'll just knock another one up here. No, still is actually it is still pretty good though. You're gonna have the Battle Fury probably from the Juggernaut, so I guess you can call that a little bit of wave clear. But that's not really the big deal against PLs these days anyway. Really, it's really just about that
10
lockdown.
seconds remaining.
You know, so I'd still say it's decent. It's the number one thing
5
I'm looking
seconds
towards for
remaining.
BSJ. I don't see his Drow pick coming out here.
Lone
Be
Druid.
a little bit risky.
I'm just gonna keep saying Lone Druid all
Reserve
night. By
time.
the way. Oh, what? What?
That's a ranged carry
Hello.
in a sense.
You're right, mate. BSJ
Okay.
Terra Blade. Okie dokie. That's
I have to say, I thought this guy would explode more onto the competitive scene than he did.
like Reflection is a pretty nifty spell, honestly. Like, forget Metamorphosis. That's ridiculously strong to begin with. Then you've got Sunder, which is pretty nice, but I think Reflection, that's the spell to look for.
Well, for this patch, this will just be the 8th? Yeah, this is actually, yeah, it is. It's the 8th pick of Terrorblade. I was looking at it earlier today, and no one else has picked it up since then. So, to me, when I looked at the patch notes and after seeing him at pubs, I was like, man, I feel like this guy's so strong right now. Like, you have a couple different builds you can go for. You can max that Reflection. You can dominate your lane.
10
Lurker says
seconds
ninth.
remaining.
You're being called
Ninth
out.
pick today. Oh, I'm calling that an all pick shenanigans then. I always use that damn draft screen. Stupid remakes.
Prepare for battle.
Either way, Lurka. undermine me. God damn it.
This is what you get when you have a stats man as a co-caster and a stats woman doing stats. Who will win? Who will override the other? It looks like they're going to go for a smoke here, Leviathan, yeah. A little bit of a late one. They get themselves out of their base and smoke towards Radiant Jungle. So enemy, let's go over them quickly. BSJ, Terrorblade towards the tier 2 Sovereign on the Abaddon. Loomdun, Frozen, Witch Doctor and Ogre respectively. And Slayer again on his Invoker. But now in comes Leviathan into the Radiant Jungle. Who do they start off on? It's Tusk, he's ready. He's got a Snowball available. Who do they go for? They've targeted down the Terrorblade straight onto him. And in they go. Reflection though. Look at this. There's illusions everywhere. It's not lasting long enough though. And BSJ will get slowed by the Rot and finished off by Jenkins, the Ganja King. Well, now he's the one on the retreat out as Loomdun. Cask up in 8 seconds time. Just retreat now for Leviathan. Don't give anything away. Jenkins can cut through another tree and get himself down the tiny little ramp that's been added in this recent rework of the map. Now just watching across. Waiting to see what enemy are up to. First blood goes to Leviathan, and it looks like they'll just trade off runes as usual. Bot goes to Radiant, top goes to Dire. But it's BSJ who does die initially in this game.
Well-gotten gains.
Well, that is a lot of gold on top of the Pudge. 913 can be a very good start to that off lane. I don't know if we're going to get some shenanigans. I'm sure we probably will once that camp spawns. Especially with an Earth Spirit and a Pudge. Like, can you just do like some kicks into pulls, a little bit of alley-oop action, and oh, they want to keep an eye on this. They'll put the ward down. Understandable as they are smoked up. Unlikely to get anything in the mid lane though.
Yeah, that's what they did. I can't remember if it was against
Oh, this could work out for them though.
Team YP. Oh goodness, you're right, Slayer. Oh, Orb of Venom. He's got that Fairy Fire, but Chibi will not be afraid to dive under this tier 1 until the stun from Loomdun comes in. And Frozen. The Ignite was thrown out. Slayer does survive thanks to that Fairy Fire. It's got a salve on its way out as well. But at WCA, I think it was against Team YP. I don't think it was against LGD. They ran this Pudge Earth Spirit dual offlane. And yeah, they were kind of trading off, farming the jungle camp, which has actually been... Is that blocked off by that Observer Ward?
Yeah, he placed it down.
Nice.
It's a pretty decent, you know, chunk of spot there. So doing their research.
Well, they know what's up. So the mid matchup TA against Invoker.
Oh, Zizzy in trouble top. He might go down here. It's going to be really close.
Oh man, Selves up and the Snowball comes in. Stuns up Frozen, who's getting a few tower hits, but look at this beastie Ogre.
Kick.
Oh, the kick! Nusham from miles away. Now he's going to go in with the roll as well. Slows down Sovereign. That Orb of Venom going to work, but Abaddon should be okay. Has the Aphotic Shield. There's a ton of regen to keep himself alive. That Earth Spirit, though. My goodness.
Well, same time, Jenkins is taking quite a bit of harass. He will not die, though. But Witch Doctor, one of those better supports, similar to the Dazzle. And that is correct. Jenkins holds the records for most stuns, second most damage, and it's tied for third most kills on this hero. He's the Pudge Master, man. He has surpassed the Dondo Superman himself.
Who's
He
number
is
one?
The Pudge. For
Is it Dendian?
Damage? I must be, I assume. Unless someone just had like a really good game.
Someone had one really good game.
Like Black or something farming the same
Oh, that's
Pudge
true,
or
actually.
something.
The Tranquil Soul Ring Black Safe Lane Pudge, that was a thing. He really loved that Soul Ring Tranquils build on every hero. Naga, Phantom Lancer, Pudge, anything that could sort of spam out a kind of, a nuke or a slow or something. You'd go for Soul Ring Tranquils. Now, defensive trialing up at top, looking for this Abaddon. He's only level 2 so far, and Ziz has the level 2 Blade Fury, but it's cooling down for another 15 seconds or so, and Sovereign being pings out. Nusham wants to get the kick in, but I don't think they can actually kill him off. Like, they've got good control. It's damage they're kind of lacking here, with the Ogre sitting behind him as well.
Looking for that prime moment. They will
Stun.
hop in there. Just a little bit of kick,
And
a
a
little bit of
spin
kill
as
there.
well. Sovereign will drop here, even with the stun out from Ogre. They did have the damage. I think the Ice Shards there definitely kind of ticked it over the edge, not allowing the good escape route the Abaddon was looking towards.
But yeah, as shown there, it is still Dondo on top of the games and everything like that. Been a while. Everyone, maybe he'll come back now. You know, with the reinvent of the Pudge and Navi possibly making some lands this year. So we might actually see it offline. Ouch. I thought they
Sorry.
were back. Oh wait, that's Alliance. Anyway.
I'm not Toby. Mid lane, here we go, here we go. 4 heroes towards the mid. Slayer in a lot of trouble. Jenkins, wait for the hook. Kill steal it up. Get yourself another kill. And this, there's Jenkins Pudge. Tranquil Boots already. That first blood into a good amount of lane time. It's allowed him to get the Tranquils very early on.
Yeah, a little bit of an unusual offlaner here. You know, he's just like, who needs creeps? I got 4 last hits, but it doesn't matter. I'm Pudge. Get myself some Tranquils, get my Soul Ring eventually, or a bottle, whatever he wants to go for this game, and just start moving around. And with this Arcana rune, or Arcane rather, probably wishing it was Invis, but a little low on mana. He's going to have to chill out here for a while.
He's got the clarity going. He's got enough for a hook now. There's a Witch Doctor though, loomed on his waiting in the shadows behind Slayer, knowing that the aggression is coming. TP down towards bottom is going to be the Earth Spirit, just get some experience down there, and this is the great thing. Jenkins hits level 3, starts roaming around, looks for the hook towards mid, he's just trying to line it up, and oh, Tusk wanted shards, but they weren't quite sure where the Invoker was heading. Up at top, what's going up here? Ziz running out of mana, and this double strength, tanky, annoying as all hell matchup that he's against. It's irritating. So it's great that he's actually keeping the last hits up, but it's not matching the Terrorblade. 33 and 11. BSJ is an absolute beast, and now he transitions into the jungle. He can take full advantage of this Radiant side as much as he possibly can, but we're seeing the wrap onto top. Jenkins Pudge, here we go. Start things off with a shard into Rotten Hook, and Sovereign trapped in place until the stun comes out from Yoga, but they're going to stop the shield for as long as they possibly can.
What?
Jenkins hooked his teammate back.
Oh no, I don't think he had to do anything there to get that kill. I feel like he might have even been able to go for a hook onto Frozen or something and turn that thing into a double, but wanted that kill steal just a little bit too badly. But as you were pointing out, BSJ, man, that Iron Talon, you can just see it going to absolute work on these creeps in the jungle now.
Oh, that's right. Iron Talon, now, we used to see a lot of Legion Commander jungle, and I absolutely hated it. But now the Iron Talon has come out, we're actually, we saw Teehee from TNC do like a pseudo mid/jungle juggernaut at WCA. And you can actually farm relatively efficiently as these melee kind of carries in the jungle now. Legion Commander does a lot better with Iron Talon. And it just adds that little bit of, it just makes you a little more dynamic. You're not stuck to a lane, you're not really sort of held in place. Try and battle things out with an annoying aggro lane like this. I could see Ziz going for something like that. He's keeping the Basti for now, but he's just being harassed back and back, and now with the stun up, they're not going to go on into him. He's got Omnislash ready though, and Ziz?
Oh, this is risky.
Ziz?
No. Oh,
the tower hits with the Sunstrike, not even needed, as Ogre just thwacks him with the little club he's got. That was a pretty major misplay.
I think he mistook the creep wave timings for a moment there. It's the only explanation I have, thinking that he was going to have a quick in and out.
Oh, Slayer caught mid. Shibby with the damage output, but the TP is coming in thick and fast here from Enemy, and look at the cast bounce back and forth with the Cold Snap onto Shibby. They'll clear up the Templar Assassin. Nice reaction from Enemy coming into this middle lane as Jenkins, his roaming has worked. It's just being counteracted so well.
Kind of funny, not expecting the aggression in mid. He didn't have to go for anything like the early point into meld, and they actually had no detection, so wanted Mel to have himself a little bit of survival there, but you really do need every bit of the side blades and the refraction screen up against this Invoker. We all know he's a big lane dominator, and they didn't even bother bringing detection.
Nushim has hit level 6. I always get super surprised when I look at a Terrorblade and see he's got 12 base armor. 12. Okay, he's got Ring of Aquila, and, you know, he's got the Poor Man's Shield, a little bit of agility from both of them, but that's insane. Still sitting at like, what, 850 HP or something like that. His HP pool is not great, and he's going to get snowballed on here with the magic damage coming out. This Tusk plus Earth Spirit misses the roll, but with the shards there, oh, kick, just landing. Ultimate out from Nushim as well, so Lunta being forced back by Jenkins, but they've not focused on one target. Now with the Sunder back onto Nushim, Sunstrike, oh no, barely missing out on the kill on Earth Spirit, but it's the Tusk that will fall. Even with the Sigil out, they'll get the kill back, and the big thing again, BSJ survives. Can TP back and continue farming.
Total breakdown there on that gank from Leviathan.
Just
Just two different directions. I don't know if, again, they thought they could clean up both because of the magnetized damage onto the Terrorblade, but without that control factor, he just gets off the easy regain there. You know, swap up some HPs, popping off the Sunders, and oh, disaster. I just don't even know. I mean, at least they got the Witch Doctor, I suppose, but definitely a win there for Enemy.
Invoker, what are you buying? What have you got coming in? Drums Invoker. Okay. So the Exort Drums Invoker. get that one up and running. We've seen a hell of a lot of different builds on Invokers now. People are still trying to min-max the kind of new Alacrity build where you actually can dominate a lane as Invoker. Because it always used to be, right, I'll buy, you know, Brown Boots, Midas, Ring of Bassi, and just wait it out until I get my Midas. And now it's more, I can play aggressively. I can actually push the limits and get up in the face of my opponents with Alacrity.
And then run away at 522 move speed is Ghost Walk, so it's always a nice little bit here. Again, they're going to smoke up here. Hopefully this gank will go a little bit better. Gonna get a quick silence.
No invoke for Slayer. It looks like he will drop here. Even with the drums, he popped a charge to try and run away.
Nushin, too far!
Where's he gone? What's he up
rolled
to?
too far into the tier 1. Oops.
Well, he found the Terrorblade, that's for sure. This time, no quick reactions out from enemy, but up at top lane, healing ward for Ziz. Sovereign, his ultimate's popped.
Oh,
there's enough. Oh, there's not enough for an ultimate. He needs more mana. Ziz just goes for the spin, trying to chase down the Baron so quick. Curse of the Avernus. Speedy little horsey.
Yeah, no space in that inventory for the Mango. We see so many Juggernauts with these days for that exact same scenario. He's just, the mana pool is just brutal on this hero.
Jenkins has the bottle though. Comes in, regens up Ziz a little bit, but Abaddon's on his way back to base already. Now it's this little battle, trying to get into the Radiant jungle, because they know that BSJ is going to be farming through here. He sees the Tusk. The Reflection and Stun out. Earth Spirit's trying to save him with that little kick forward. Snowball to a creep over to the east. Okay. That will get Tusk a little bit further away.
It's a pretty clowny game, man. It seems like no one, I don't know, everyone's just slipping away, and then Newsham like rolls in the enemy team. They botch the gank down bottom. It's something else here. Both teams maybe just kind of warming up here. I know maybe a Leviathan. They're still jet lagged. We'll give them that.
Still recovering.
Yeah, they're still recovering from all those tales we heard. Oh, and at the 10-minute mark, 2 to 4 out of the hooks there.
What was that?
It's very important. You have to
No,
talk about your hook counters and things like that.
The accent you just did.
I don't know. What was it?
You're suddenly from Boston or something. Wicked
It
smack.
sounds like a, you know, a little bit of a Boston baseball game or something like that.
Oh goodness.
God, look at this. Abaddon, like he's just doing whatever he wants.
He's unkillable. Like in this 1v1 scenario, Sovereign is winning this lane pretty easily. I mean, net worth wise, what we're looking at, 3k. He's not farming amazingly, but it's the fact that the initial stages of the lane didn't go great for him. So now it's catch-up time. And in the 1v1, they're actually, it's not going to be a 1v1 for much longer. Look at the rest of enemy rotating up to top to kill off this Juggernaut. What have they got? Ziz has a spin, starting us off with the cask. Ziz does not react in time, and with a Sunstrike and the right-click power of that Alacrity Invoker, kill the Jug and take tier 1.
Insipid and ignorant.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Well, that certainly didn't end too well there. So finally they make the big rotation. They commit a lot of heroes, but they get the kill. And in the end, that's all that matters. So it's going to depend here. Like, what can you gain? You have the Earth Spirit and the Fudge. So they'll bring over Sovereign.
Oh, he popped
And
his
now
ult.
under the tower, he's in a little bit of trouble. I don't know if they want to. They don't have their glyph up anymore.
There's no TPs coming in. Shards not going to catch anybody. And Jenkins with a blind
hoping
hook.
he was going for the TP, I think. Hoping Sovereign was trying to escape, but wow. All right, so they can't make that defense. They're going to lose a little bit of their presence, and that just means that BSJ is going to have a little bit more room to work with here. Can start pushing up the top lane, ducking into those two camps as well. You know, if he ever decides to cross the river, which Terrorblades rarely do.
Now, I'm a big fan of S&Y over any Terrorblade, but I think this game in particular, you go for like the Manta Rush. Get yourself out of like Silence from the Earth Spirit, create more, more units for the Juggernaut to splash onto with Omni Splash.
Oh, they found him.
Omni Slash. He's been caught.
There's no mana.
And he will die to the Omni Slash, looks like here. Cannot sunder. Jenkins even cancelling out the hook there, thinking about the steal. But in situations like that, if you have Manta, you're just out. You are free. Get out of Silence. Get yourself a few more units for Omni Slash to jump onto. Looking pretty good. Sunstrike will scout the Roche attempts here from Leviathan, but Deathslave throw up on the Shibby. 13 minutes in with Tread's bottle. They'll clear through this Roshan pretty quickly, but Frozen, he's got different ideas. He's going to walk in, and Ziz, you don't have the damage for this Ogre. He misses the hook. Jenkins doesn't catch him, and now he's going to get stunned up a little bit here as this Earth Spirit comes in with a 3-man kick through them all. And Ziz with a spin, Shibby has the damage output, but they just need to keep on to a target. One by one, the Sovereign heals come through, but Slayer's already dead. The Abaddon doesn't have a shield for another 3 seconds, and he's going to get killed off. There's the control factor here from Leviathan. Just too much to handle. Jenkins, hello there. Ogre, back into the fight you come. Shard will finish him off with the Death Ward, though, kills off Shibby with the Aegis up. We'll pop and bring him back to life in a second. But Leviathan, they've lost 1 plus Aegis, and now they're looking for more. Roll forward, Newsham, snowball as well. Lumpton's going to get caught. Another kill goes the way of Leviathan, as their damage output is just a little bit too strong for enemy to handle.
I will not forget this.
Dire's middle tower is under
Well,
attack.
in the meantime, BHJ is doing his thing, but that is a huge loss here for Leviathan. Sorry.
For enemy.
For enemy,
Yeah.
Major gain for Leviathan. Almost 1,500 gold added onto their bank accounts there, and this is going to really help out, because you've got all these roamers. You've got the Tusk, you've got your Earth Spirit, you've got your Pudge. They're all so greedy in a lot of senses. Like, they can do so much with gold, especially with that Aghanim Scepter change to Earth Spirit not being quite as amazing as he used to be.
Radiant structures
I
are
don't
fortified.
really know, like, there's no... Is there a mech coming out? There is eventually, or is this going to be Vlad's, I wonder, for Sovereign? Because without a mech, this gets a little bit scary, all this push.
Yeah, the
Trying to
build,
save allies.
Radiant's
the build on
bottom
these
tower
offlane
is
Abaddons. Oh
under
goodness,
attack.
what's happening mid?
It's usually Vlad's.
Yeah, it's usually like drums, Vlads to Ags.
It's definitely
Jenkins.
Vlad's game.
Has fallen.
Stick charges up with the stun. The cask, Gloomdon will finish that one off, and I'll get the
Dire's
tier 1
middle
mid as
tower
well.
is under attack.
Now, I'm
Dire's
not
he's
sure
almost
when
up
this
to
happens,
has fallen.
but I remember very clearly, sort of 2 or 3 patches ago, if you're attacking a tower with Abaddon, Curse of the Avernus, it only applied to
Radiant's
Abaddon
bottom
himself.
tower is
And I
under
don't remember
attack.
reading a change or a fix to allow it
Dire's middle
to
tower
apply
is
to
under
allies,
attack.
but that is the case now. You actually get the Curse of Avernus buff on your allies if you're attacking a tower.
Oh, did it not? So I thought it always worked on when you're sieging, because I can always envision, like, taking racks and stuff and watching my team and just laughing because everyone's just beating it down.
It used to be bugged for quite a while, but I don't remember it being announced that it was fixed. Oh god, as we're talking about this nonsense, Terrorblade dies at bottom lane. That's a pretty important one. Shibby
That's the
now
Blink
for a
Dagger
dominating
revealed.
streak.
Yeah. So no way that he's going to be able to spot that one out with the Blink Dagger just magically appearing. So understandable that he goes down, but again, massive kill here.
What's this up to? Must have something on the courier. Battle Fury's nearly done, actually. 200, 170 gold away from that. Shibby gives him a few last hits here and there. You know, farm the jungle a bit. Ziz will actually have his Battle Fury done. Oh man, Jenkins. Sneaky little devil. What are you up to? Hiding away, and he's nearly got his Ether Lens, actually. Cloak and Ring are done, and he's spotted out Slayer. He knows the Invoker is there, but he's not alone. Ogre and Witch Doctor both next to him, and the hook just thrown out. See what latches.
So clearly, we've got 2 separate game plans going here. We've got Blinking Desolator TA combined with the Roam squad of Pudge, Earth Spirit, Tusk, all with the backbone of Ziz here on his Battle Fury Juggernaut, who's going to be priming with the map. And they want to kill here. And meanwhile, Enemy just needs to, like, trying to make some space. Just give BSJ all the room they can. And Jenkins, he might be the cost of this. BSJ coming in for the fight with Metamorphosis as well.
Oh, they caught the Pudge. Now the fact that Newsham has rolled himself over, the kick through a bunch of heroes again, and Newsham going to silence them up, but this Tusk will pick him up in the snowball, try and save him. Where's the turnaround though? They're rolling into the middle of 5 heroes here from Enemy. The meatball will throw down onto Shibby as well, over on the top of the high ground, and they'll lose 2. 3 if you count the Pudge, when it could have potentially just been 1 dead and run.
Yeah, I actually really like this, man. BSJ showing up here. Just, like, coming into the fights. Gotta love your Terrorblades doing stuff like this.
Alacrity.
We'll come in with the Metamorphosis. Oh my god, this tower. That is
18
one of the
minutes in,
fastest
he's
tower kills you will ever see in 18 minutes.
He's got over 200 damage and it's 18 minutes in. Are they going to go for
Right
high
now.
ground here? They've got shield and alacrity. This is something we saw from Alliance, I want to say. Oh, I can't remember.
This is really risky up against Pudge.
No, it was EG. It was EG that did this. They had Lone Druid with Abaddon and Invoker. Alacrity plus shield on the bear, and they just went pounding towers. That's exactly what they're doing here with this Terrorblade. Running him forward, knowing that with the
Big
shield and
kick.
heals behind him, he's not in a massive amount of danger. He can block hooks with illusions.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Leviathan
under attack.
take pretty massive damage structurally onto their tier 3 there. But they have quelled the aggression for now.
Radiant's
Enemy,
top tower
I
is
mean,
under attack.
that's a massive show of strength, if anything, from Enemy.
Well, I don't know what they need. Like, I felt like they really needed a hook onto somebody there. Obviously, they did a good job with the reflection, kind of blocking the way of Jenkins.
Radiant's
But he
middle
is
tower
closing
is
in
under
on an
attack.
Aether Lens, and maybe that'll be able to give him the range that he needs, because they have to punish
Fortified.
a push like that. And the next time Metamorphosis is off cooldown, which is only 30 seconds from now, I can see them honestly just going for it again if they get a decent pick off once more. But they want to get aggression of their own.
Dire's
How
top
do they
tower
kill the
is
Abaddon,
under
though?
attack.
With his ultimate
Radiant's
up, it's
middle
so
tower
difficult.
is
Even if they land the hook, they've got to try and target, focus someone else. That's why you see now the Juggernaut gets a Blink Dagger. Jump past the Abaddon, look for the targets in the back, pick off like Witch Doctor, the Invoker even. Someone hiding in the shadows. We've seen Blinks on Juggernauts a lot, but Battle Fury Blink, this is more of a, like, the actual rush of Blink after Battle Fury is more of a recent thing from Aggressive, from CDEC.
Yeah, I actually really like it this game. Imagine if he had been there during that push with the Blink Dagger. And something similar to that. You can see how they're going to be playing together as Enemy. Like, they want to pick off into push, like, just create space the whole time. Get BSJ fat farmed, and he just shows up for the fight. Probably going to go after a couple more big items, maybe get some bots up and running as well. See, he's currently ferry out TP scrolls from the courier, trying to keep himself up and active. But I can see this whole group up idea that they are going for, really being able to benefit off the Blink Dagger for a very
Radiant's top tower
powerful
is under
Omni Slash, because
attack.
they're having a hard time getting into the middle of them right now.
Radiant's
So
top
many
towers
Terrorblade
are
illusions and
fortified.
stuff like that. Now, SNY was completed. I guess with a show of strength, I mean, I wanted the Manta style, but if he's got illusions up and he's got the shield from Abaddon behind him. Bloodlust, Alacrity, come on. Give BSJ the steroids. Give him the damage.
Radiant's top tower is
Pump
under
up this silly little hero. He's tanking up the tower. Chunk of HP gone from him, but Voodoo Restoration will heal him back up, and look at this beast.
It's this
Radiant's
timing,
top
man. Like,
tower is under
Leviathan just are
attack.
not ready for this. They're all so close to items. Like, there's almost a mech done on Newsham. There's almost an Aether Lens done on Flying Zebra. Almost an Aether Lens on Jenkins.
Dire's
And
look at the
really
buffs.
all they have is the TA items. Yeah, and they can't do anything because they're missing out on so much gold right now because they have so many incomplete items.
Dire's
The
bottom
buffs
tower
on
is under
BSJ are insane.
They need Zizzy here now.
Well, T8 kills off the Witch Doctor at the back, but I'm not sure about that plan, because Shibby, that's not where he wanted to be. Newsham's in the middle of here with his ultimate up and running, but Flying Zebra onto BSJ, he does not care. Turns to fight with the Sunder back onto Jenkins, 2 clicks and he's dead.
Nice.
Suicides through the damage, and now Ziz, oh man, goes onto Slayer, might be able to get this kill before he dies, but Slayer walks past, gets towards the tier 2, gets a kill, triple in fact, and then blinks himself away as 5 die from Leviathan. Only 2 from Enemy drop.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I think that was a complete lack of synchronization. Like,
Dire's bottom tower
we had a
is
big
fortified.
kick come in, stunned a couple of people. We had some other control coming in from the hook. Shivy got in there and got a kill, but Zizzy was just so slow. I know he wanted that tower, and he did end up getting it, but I feel like he could have contributed a lot more to this entire game by TPing earlier into that fight. And I'm not putting that solely on him. I'm sure it's a team call and a team option there, but
Dire's
that's
bottom
I mean,
tower
we all
is
saw it.
under
Like, he got a nice
attack.
Omni Slash onto BSJ and one other, but couldn't even bring him down in time before the Sunder was popped.
First Rax falls 22 minutes in, it's the ranged one. And I was wondering whether Enemy decide to go for the full lane, or if they take like tier 3, then tier 3 mid, seeing as it's on 160 health. They back themselves up after a nice boost of gold there, and we're looking at BOT's Blink Invoker. And I'm guessing Aghanim's comes next. 3k saved up. Ags is a pretty big item on Exort Invoker. Hey up, Sunstrike.
Yeah.
Scouts Roche.
Oh, he's just missed it. Yeah,
Vision
it pops,
dissipates. Roshan
yeah.
respawns. Close.
Yeah, certainly something that they will have going for them on the side of Leviathan. Always a nice way to control up the Roshan, and, well, unfortunate timing there. It's probably going to mean Enemy will be likely too late for this one. We'll see who they are. Nicely grouped, but they don't have a smoke available. Generally, teams waiting for that.
Kind of
Yeah, looks
interesting.
like they'll miss out.
Shibby has gone for a Dragon Lance. And I understand this is a pretty good item on Templar Assassin. The only thing I find interesting is that he's gone Dragon Lance, and he's also then going straight into BKB. The biggest strength of Dragon Lance I felt was that it's disassemblable, and you can actually get the Quarterstaff and the Ogre Club back, and then go into like Butterfly BKB. But it looks like he just wants that additional range. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, he headed for that last engagement of the tower, and it did seem to work out pretty well, especially hopping in between the trees and everything like that, getting off a couple of the right clicks. Obviously, it's always going to be nice when your entire hero revolves around right clicks to add a pretty big benefit. Like, even like a Luna or something, at least you have, you know, something to slow them down with your beams or the Eclipse for a big team fight. But TA, it's just like, this is me. I throw some traps, and I need to right click you, so... I do believe every inch counts, and it's certainly cost-effective when they are starting to be a little bit penned in here. But I know what you mean. It's just that mid-tier item that some players are willing to go for something like this, and others see it as too big of a loss moving up into that next tier.
Yeah, I just felt that Dragonlance is good, and then you split it into like BKB Butterfly, but the fact that he's got another Ogre Club on top of the Dragonlance and going straight into BKB afterwards means that you lose that bit of efficiency from the disassemble and into secondary items. But we'll see.
Plus, of course, it is definitely one of the more expendable items when it comes to item slots moving later on as well. Oh, kind of like a drums almost, but a little bit more expensive.
Yeah. Leviathan trying to make the most out of the map. But it's going to be Enemy who push out from top lane. No smoke on them, I don't think. No, nothing like that. But they are looking towards their Aghanim Scepters. Loomdun is about 2k off it, frozen. So you got the point booster, so about 3,000 gold until he has that one done. Where's Sovereign? They're all going Ags, actually. There's the Invoker Ags, and then they've got 3 other heroes going Aghanim Scepters. Skadi complete on BSJ, and he is a tanky devil. This Terrorblade shattered reality to find himself, the demon within. And now he is cursing the world with these illusions.
So what's the bring down here? Obviously, extremely high armor. You don't really have anything to reduce it here. On the side of Leviathan, which is a little interesting. So, your TA obviously going to have a little bit of a rough go over trying to bring down your Terrorblade. And she's really the only burst that they have. Like, obviously you get the lockdown of possibly a Dismember or something like that, allowing some sustained damage on the Terrorblade, but so many stuns coming from the side. You're going to have the heals from the Abaddon as well. I think it's going to be extremely hard for them to bring down BSJ. Even Omni Slash wasn't enough in that last team fight, so like... What can you even itemize to do something like that, or you just gotta hope you get some crits?
It's a rough one. And right now, Leviathan just being pulled from side to side. Ziz, time to run, time to hide. Spins, blinks away. Gets outside of range of that Slayer Invoker, but Jenkins cannot find a hook. The first 3 or 4 minutes were perfect for the Pudge. Got early Tranquils, level 3 he was roaming. But it just feels like the past 10-15 haven't worked out at all for Jenkins. There's no single targets, there's no one to pull out of a fight that he'd really like to. Abaddon is so difficult to kill, Ogre is impossible to kill with his massive HP and armor. It's Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor and Invoker are like the 2 guys you can aim towards and really pick off.
Yeah, I agree with that. You know, he's pretty slippery, but a little bit of detection or anything like that. And we've already seen the Silences doing a lot of work as well on top of Slayer, so... they have certainly been trying to shut him down, and although he is drawing quite a bit of the focus, that does kind of give BSJ a little bit of free reign, as they're doing a little bit of sneaky smoke here, trying to bait out Zizzy.
There's no one to find. And again, it's the Abaddon.
And, like, who cares?
Even if they lose the Abaddon, it's not a massive deal. Shibi will find the courier on its way back from the bottom lane. But the bottom lane is where Leviathan are going to lose another Rax if they're not careful.
Might get frozen. No.
Ogre forces himself out. But yeah, take a look at bot. Rax are going to fall soon. Alacrity up on the Force Spirit. Jenkins, you can't defend this alone. You're against these Force Spirits, which are shredding through your armor, taking down your HP. Loomdun gets hooked from miles away. The snowball saved Jenkins a little bit from that Death Ward thrown out. Middle, though. What have we got? Abaddon taking a chunk of damage. Now he's actually going to get focused and finished by Shibi. And that Meteor Deafening Blast doesn't hit at all from Slayer. So Leviathan, they defend bot. They get kills. They can't really push anywhere, though, into tier 2s.
I mean, the other thing is the wave clear here from Leviathan is just really, like, you've got the Battle Fury Jug, but with the way that you're kind of working an operation of, like, the tandem that you kind of have going between Tusk, Spirit, and Pudge, and what they really want to be achieving on the map in terms of ganks and stuff like that, it's not really beneficial for them to ever be showing in lane. And it's pretty difficult when you have to deal with the Terrorblade. Obviously, you can push multiple waves at once and multiple lanes, and he's going to be going into... He's already got the Boots of Travel. He can go just right into the Mantis style next, and then this gets even harder. I'm honestly shocked he didn't pop Metamorphosis, send a Metamorphosis illusion at that Rax, but being melee, I suppose he's just waiting until he can guarantee it completely. Doesn't want it regenning.
Butterfly's nearly done for the Juggernaut though, so that's something they can definitely use to mitigate all this right-click damage. You know, Death Ward, Illusions, Invoker even has a ton. And BKB from TA allows her to stay through, Meteor Deafening Blast, stuff like that. It's just... okay, once Earth Spirit gets his Guardian Greaves, I can definitely see Leviathan grouping up and taking a decent old team fight. If they can just, you know, kind of ham-fist their way in, actually initiate into the middle of enemy, then fair enough. They've got the control and the damage to break the line of enemy here. But they have to pick their targets so carefully. They can't have these sloppy engagements, which we've seen from them throughout the game, where half of them go for one target, half go for the other, and they, you know, maybe they feel, okay, we can kill both. We get the efficient play. We pick one, rotate and pick the other. They have to be very, very focused in these team fights.
Yeah, and we talked about earlier how all the pressure does come down to VSJ. And currently, I mean, he is so tanky. Like 28 armor, 2k HP. He's actually, I just don't even know. All their big damage, like all their nuke damage really is physical, coming from the TA and the Juggernaut. Maybe they can whip something together from Jenkins and a little bit of that pure damage meat hook and stuff like that, but it's just like, even with the Desolator, he's going to be sitting at 21 armor right now.
That's insane. Why does he have so much armor?
What a hero.
Why? Why does he have so much armor?
Casual 136 agility. He's an E-Blade, man. Go nuke some people. Blow them up. There, you guys go ruin someone's pubs, guys. Go build E-Blade Terrorblade.
What?
And by the way, it'll be your own pub you ruin. Just so you're aware.
Not kidding. That used to be the build in like pub. I'm pretty sure in Dota 2 it was, but definitely in Dota 1, where you go like Dagon Shadowblade.
Yeah, and the Sunder. Yeah.
Yep. You go into the Roche pit, get yourself down to like 10% HP, Shadowblade, and walk up to someone, sunder them, and Dagon them. It's just like an insta kill. Absolutely pointless in the long, you know, in the grand scheme of things, but it was fun. Definitely fun.
I'll take that.
Go bring it back, guys. So.
Please don't. Do
BSJ,
it.
man. 3k gold.
You can do it in like the 2k, 3k bracket. You know, have fun down there, but please don't bring it up. Please, I don't want to see. I've lost enough MMR as it is. Shibby is having a tough time dealing with these illusions. Takes some Melt Strike and a couple of hits.
It's unreal. Like, you're so used to watching TA just blow up anything.
Yeah.
It's like, just by looking at it, they evaporate and stuff. Oh, are they actually going to kill Slayer? He is really far out here.
Well, definitely pushes the Tusk back and the hook will not connect onto Slayer. Looks like he's fast enough with his Blink BOTs to get a little bit further away. He's gone for the Ghost Scepter after Aghanims as well. And so the Juggernaut and TA can't really
Jenkins
crush him,
found
but he's
him.
walked into the punch. And Jenkins not turning on Rot, not knowing who's behind Slayer. He's going to blink himself back and forth, and now looking for the fight again. Cold Snap was up, and Frozen's invis, looking for that initiation onto Jenkins. But I think they know. Leviathan have so many heroes around. Ziz does towards the middle lane, apparently, to the Witch Doctor, but Frozen stun Jenkins. Catch him? No! They'll find Flying Zebra at least, but I think they could have had two there. Plus the one they got mid on that Juggernaut, who was way far forward.
I think they were worried about the snowball save. You're right, they probably could have got it, but at least this way you guarantee the kill, and that pretty much guarantees the Rax or buyback. And they need to make a choice here. Oh, that's a crit.
Yeah. Well, BSJ, look at him. Look at him, he's just pumped up with all these freaking steroids.
Nice TP.
Curse the Avernus, Alacrity, Bloodlust, attack speed, so much of it. Shibby jumps into the back, but not going to find too much. Is up on the front. BSJ, he's tanking through it all. Jenkins has the Dismember down, but Ziz, he's got no ultimate. He's just getting right-clicked to oblivion. The Butterfly will keep him alive for now, and Yusham stuns through 3 as the TA from Shibby reflected, sundered,
They
now
can't
back
kill
into
him.
them. They've got no reveal. Tornado will try and get her out of this invis, and they will. With the reflection down, they'll kill off Shibby's Templar Assassin, and Juggernaut healing in the fountain doesn't really give you the options of damage that they really, really desperately need. Linton's gone.
Look, see the other heroes dying? That's what it usually looks like.
Yeah, but what can Shibby
And then
do now?
BSJ shows up.
Go invis and hide? Sovereign is popped,
do
but
anything.
Slayer is just staying alive through the Ghost Scepter and the damage output. Ice Wall's down, and I think that's it for Leviathan. They're going to lose 2. Top racks cannot drop. But maybe with this Terrorblade, knowing that TA and Jug are down for 90 seconds, you go for tier 4s and Throne.
Oh, yeah. No, great draft, honestly. A really, really solid pick coming up from Enemy. Very few ways to punish, like, if you make it past that early game aggression. that they had drafted up on Leviathan, which they did. A very risky Sunder from BSJ. All right, that might have been unnecessary. Could buy back for the win anyway, and he will.
TP yourself back into base, kill off the Tusk, finish off tier 4s. I mean, BSJ had close to 8,000 gold, honestly. So much money. Forge Spirit hooked. Newsham trying to do as much as he can here in the middle, but not lasting too long, honestly, now. He's taken out the picture pretty quickly. Jenkins hook again, gonna be off the mark, frozen, dismembered, and dead. But it's a consolation kill as GG is called, and game number 1 goes to Enemy here against Leviathan.
Well, I'm pretty impressed. I think they certainly did better than the earlier games today. The first game, they stumbled pretty hard. Second game, they played a lot better. And that third game, they won. So, fourth game should be a total blowout for the side of Enemy. And we can call it a night.
Well, one more game, 2-game series. Obviously, in the group stage, we can take a quick look at the grid, actually. Complexity, 2 series and 2 wins. EnemyGG, they lost one of their series against Complexity. Elite Wolves, again, lost to Complexity. And Leviathan now, they've possibly got a draw on their hands. We'll see how things go. We'll be back in a couple of minutes with game number 2 here between Enemy and Leviathan. DotaPit brought to you by G2A. Be back in a minute.
Do you think you can forgive a broken man's mistakes? That selfish guy is gone and no transition remains. Oh, I can't promise a fairy tale. Sometimes we are gonna fail, that's true. Now we've ended up in a cliche, and this cheesy love song will